Hi Music 189ers, Dr. Hoover here. In this video, I'm going to explain a project that recurs throughout the semester, the Musical Meaning Blog. This project is comprised of two components. The first one is to create a blog, and you'll do this 3 times in the semester. And then you will be participating in a discussion in which you will be commenting on one another's blogs. So if you're watching this video, you have gone to modules and you're under the second module called Course Constants. The third topic is titled Musical Meaning Blog. If you click on the Musical Meaning blog instructions, I want to go over this first. So as I said, you will be completing 3 blogs or 3 blog entries. We'll talk about that in a second. And the topics are music and drama. You're going to do one for music and virtuosity, and then your last one will be on music and experimentalism. So the platform I would like you to use for your blog, because it is the easiest. It's not necessarily the prettiest or maybe one that you've used before, but everybody has access to Google because all of our email addresses through Miami are through Google. I've chosen Blogger. So some of you may know how to use this, some of you maybe not. After I go over all the components, I'll go over how to use Blogger briefly. It's really simple. So each entry, I'll do that next. For each blog entry, what you need to do is search YouTube, and you want to find 2 pieces of music that you think correspond to the module topic. So for the first one, you're going to be looking for 2 pieces of music regarding music and drama. One of the pieces you look for on YouTube has to directly relate to the Western art or classical music tradition. So that could be anything from a symphony to a ballet to musical theater to film. If you have any questions as to whether or not your YouTube video is Western art music, feel free to email me. The other piece can be directly related to any tradition of music you'd like. So it could be popular, it could be another classical music piece. Perhaps by the end of the semester you'll be surprised at how broad that label is after all. The one thing to remember is that you cannot use pieces discussed as examples in the modules of the course or that are assigned as LGs. So they have to be entirely new to you. So you will be creating, selecting 6 pieces in total, right? 3 module topics and then 2 YouTube pieces per module topic equals 6. So for your 3 entries, what you have to do is embed the YouTube videos somewhere in your blog. I want you to also provide the title of the piece with its corresponding composer and or performer. So especially if it's a popular music piece, you might not know who the lyricist is or the writer, or that person might all be the performer. So just focus on the performer. But if you're selecting a more traditional piece, that just might be the composer. Now, for each YouTube piece, I want you to cover 3 primary areas. The first area, I need you to discuss how the YouTube piece relates to the module topic. So for the first one, music and drama, tell me how your first piece relates to music and drama. Why did you select it for this topic? You'll have to do that also for the second piece. The second area I want you to discuss is what type of meaning the piece holds for you or other audiences. So what does it mean? And that can be linked to something personal, so a memory you have, or it could be larger in relation to society or some type of political meaning or cultural meaning, philosophical, religious. It's up to you. That's entirely subjective. And then make sure to discuss this meaning as related to the musical elements that you'll learn in the very first module. So that's why this doesn't start until module 2. But you should be a little bit more well-versed in musical elements after that first module. So for each piece, you'll have to address these 3 questions in 300 to 400 words. So that's per YouTube piece. Make sure that in total you have 600 to 800 words, all right? So you will have to talk about all 3 areas for your first piece in 300 to 400 words, and then do it again for a second piece in 300 to 400 words. So once you've completed your entry, this is important, you're going to need to publish your blog. I'll get back to this. Now I want to go specifically to Blogger to show you how to do it. Here's the rubric. It's very simple. Include your 2 videos, include the title of the pieces, that's just more organizational, and then discuss the 3 topical areas that I want you to cover. You'll note that the musical meaning is linked to sound, so describe the musical elements. It's very important. It's 20 points of the piece. Once again, you're going to complete 1 entry at a time, so don't work ahead of time. So you shouldn't be working on module 2 and 4, and that will be impossible because modules 2 and 4 won't be open at the very same time since they're further out, they're spread apart. And you want to make sure you can complete 3 separate Blogger posts, or you can just update the same Blogger post with 3 entries. Just keep on saving it and republishing it. Can't be submitted late, so make sure you're paying attention to the due dates that are on Canvas. And the second part is the discussion response, but I want to now go over Blogger. So what you'll have to do is somehow be signed into your Miami University account, your student account. I have actually chosen to sign into my private Google account to show you this because my example Blogger post is under my Miami. So if you go to the upper right hand corner, of course there are bunches of Google things you can click on, and one of them is Blogger. So once you're signed in through Google, click on Blogger, and you're going to want to sign in. It's very simple. So you'll note that Google will automatically want to link this to a Google Plus profile, but you don't have to do this. 1, if you don't use Google Plus. 2, if you don't really want to start to use a Google Plus profile because you want to do that professionally later on, it's up to you. But if you want to just do it through the default, you can, but it will be linking it to your personal name. Just know that. So the one that you've seen, I've actually switched to a limited Blogger profile, and that's when I said Dr. H. So then I will just continue as a blogger. And this is what comes up. That's great. And you're just going to create a new blog. So I'm actually going to switch now to my Blogger page for MUS189, and you'll note I've already created one for you. Looks just like your email. It's very simple. So there are 4 options here. There's edit, view, share, delete. If you are using a limited Blogger profile, you're never going to be able to share it. Watch. So I will ask you for a URL, but it says you need a Google Plus profile. No big deal. All you have to do is go to view it, and you're just going to be copying this URL. Make sure it is this one, and that is what you're going to submit on Canvas in 2 places, and I'll show you those in a second. All right, to edit it, of course, you just click on Edit, and this is just how I've decided to do it as Compose and not through HTML. You can incorporate, of course, you have to incorporate your YouTube videos as well as your text, but you can search for GIFs, you can add other types of images, you can have the layout however you'd like it, but you'll note, let me update this and then close it out. All right, so you'll note that I've just decided to keep it simple. My blog entry is mostly explaining the assignment to you, but then I did give an example of what I might want it to look like. I put the topic, especially if you're going to have one continuous blog with 3 of the topics, make sure I know which topic you're covering. But you could also just have 3 different ones, right? So you can create a new post for the second one, which is music and virtuosity. It's up to you. I don't really care. You'll note I wanted to put this pretty little picture, then I put my YouTube video, watch this vid, this is the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. Then this is where I describe how the piece is associated with the topic of, I chose one that you don't have to do, music and poetry, just because I don't want to give you any ideas for music and drama. It should be entirely up to you. I want to underline here, you can use Wikipedia to investigate the pieces, but you should never be plagiarizing or quoting text from outside sources. This is not a research-oriented blog. This is a blog that's supposed to be experiential about the meaning that you find in the piece. Feel free to be inspired by any of that information and to relate it, but know it has to be in your own words. If you are plagiarizing, and it is easy for me to tell, I've been doing this for a little bit, you'll know that you'll get an automatic 0, and if you do it twice, I will have to report you to the university. So plagiarism is a serious matter at Miami, and this assignment is something that you do not need to plagiarize at all. So you'll note I picked this is my Western art piece, and I did say that, Western art music example, and then I was like, well, we can also look at music and poetry from hip hop. You only need 4 lines from a milli in my personal opinion. You'll note I like some Orville Redenbacher meme, that's always good. Lil Wayne skipping, that's also amazing. Alright, so make sure at the end of it you publish it, and once again you're going to be clicking on view, and that is the URL. View will just give me right to this. This is the URL that you'll be sharing. You'll note if you are in editor mode, and you try to, not only is this a ridiculously long URL, you should not be sharing that, but you'll note that the word editor is in it. So if you see editor in your URL, please note that I will not be able to grade it, and you'll receive an automatic 0. That's just to alert you, and I'll be like, please send me your real link within 24 hours. You have 24 hours to do that, but if not, the 0 remains. All right, so let's go back to the musical meaning blog instructions. So we've gone over the platform, we've gone over all the content. I've underlined that you have to not be in editing mode. You must be copying the view and not share, unless you're using your Google Plus profile, and then you can share it. However, I'm assuming most of you won't be linking it to a Google Plus profile. It's up to you. Let me go back to modules to show you one more thing. You can see my Blogger examples right here, and of course this video is under this specific link. One more thing to note, so I used to use a different platform for this project called Storify. So if you hear me say Storify in any of the other videos, I didn't want to have to redo every video. Please note that Storify is just Blogger. So now we're using Blogger for the musical meaning blog. Oh, one more thing. See, this always happens in my videos. I'm not going to redo 12 minutes of video. If we go back to the instructions, the responses, sorry. So once you create your blog, you're going to be posting it to the assignment titled Musical Meaning Blog, but you're also going to be posting it under discussions in modules 2, 4, and 6. So you'll note that they're different steps, but the very first one, M2, right, step 12, musical meaning blog, module 2 response. You are going to be posting, you'll see this, and of course the dates have changed. Now it's 2018, you'll see that reflected, but I wanted to make this video. You're going to be posting your Blogger link, and once you post that as a reply, everybody will be able to see it. And then everybody, you're going to provide a thoughtful and respectful video comment. So everybody's going to be posting their videos here, or your Blogger entries here, and then everybody will be commenting with a video. So not via text, with a video by a certain due date. All of the due dates are different, and they do happen very quickly in our short term. Okay, so I do believe that that is it. If you have any questions, please let me know. I look forward to reading your blog examples. And I keep on forgetting because it's new. You'll note down here it says you can enter a comment. This is not where you're doing the musical meaning blog response comment. It always has to be within Canvas, so nobody should be entering comments down here. All right, have a good one, and I will see you later in the term. Bye.